Hey there! Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into an issue that's floating around the world, quite literally, plastic pollution. And we're uncovering a tool that nations are using to tackle this, global treaties. So if you're ready to dive into some serious global cooperation action, let's get to it. Plastic pollution is a big deal, and we mean really, really big. It's polluting our oceans, harming wildlife, even affecting our own health. But here's the twist. It doesn't care about borders. A plastic bottle tossed in one country might wash up on another's shores. So tackling this mess needs more than one country's effort. It needs global teamwork, and that's where these global treaties come in. Now, you might be thinking, treaties? That sounds super serious and maybe a little boring, but these agreements are the backbone of how countries work together to solve big problems. They set the rules, goals, and ways to monitor how each country handles plastic waste. They help share responsibilities and resources, and they also help check each other's progress, kind of like a study group but for nations. But what exactly are these treaties, and how do they take action against plastic pollution? Well, let's dive into some of the key ones. First up, we have the Basel Convention. Think of this as one of the OGs or the grandpas of plastic treaties. It was created in 1989, and at first its main focus was on hazardous waste like toxic chemicals and stuff. But by 2019, it had a major update. It now includes plastic waste too. The idea is to stop countries from just exporting their plastic waste to other places, which was a thing that was happening. And it helps countries work together to improve how they manage their own plastic waste. You can think of it like your diligent older sibling always cleaning up their room, except here it's countries instead of siblings. Next, we have the big cheese, the main show, the UNGlobal Plastics Treaty. Yes, that's right. The United Nations is drafting a global treaty specifically for plastic pollution. It's like they read our minds. Started in 2022, this treaty is like the Avengers of plastic waste. Its goal is to put an end to plastic pollution by 2040. And it's all about getting every country on board. The plan is to cover the whole life cycle of plastic, meaning from the moment it's made until it's thrown away. This treaty wants to make sure that plastic products are designed to be used over and over again, that they're made with recycled material, and that they're disposed of properly. It's like having a superhero team where everyone has a special power to fight against plastic waste. And unlike some superhero movies, this one is actually working. Countries are really coming together to make this happen. More than 175 countries attended the first meeting in 2022 to discuss how to end plastic pollution. That's like the whole League of Nations teaming up. And this treaty is not just talking the talk, it's walking the walk. It has legally binding rules that make sure countries keep their promises. It's like when you and your friends make a pact to clean up your city and you actually stick to it, except here, it's countries making pacts. And they're going to stick to it because, well, they have to. Now, while these global treaties are like the A-list celebrities of the plastic waste fighting world, they're not the only game in town. There are also some cool regional agreements doing some serious work. For example, in 2019, the European Union came out with the Single-Use Plastics Directive. This focuses on cutting down on single-use plastics like straws and cutlery. Basically, it's a rule that says if you make or sell these things, you've got to make sure they are way easier to recycle or that you use recycled material to make them. And guess what? The EU is also planning to ban some single-use plastics altogether. Talk about taking charge. Meanwhile, over in Southeast Asia, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, is working on its own plan. Their Regional Action Plan on Plastic Waste Management has got a bunch of countries from Indonesia to Thailand and beyond working together to clean up beaches and rivers and make sure that plastic waste doesn't end up in the ocean. These regional agreements are like the supporting cast members who are just as important as the A-listers. They're working on a smaller scale, but the impact is just as big. But how do we know these treaties are actually making a difference? How do we measure if they're successful? Well, that's where monitoring comes in. You can't improve something if you don't know where it stands, right? That's why these treaties have monitoring systems. It's like a checkup to see how well a country is doing. For example, the EU has a plan to cut down on plastic waste by 15% by 2025. To check if they are on track, they look at how much plastic waste each country produces and how much they're recycling. As for the Global Plastics Treaty, it's still in the works, so the monitoring system isn't completely figured out yet. But once it's in action, it'll probably involve countries sharing data on how much plastic they are using and how they are dealing with it. Basically, it's all about keeping each other honest and making sure everyone sticks to their goals. Global treaties aren't perfect. Implementing them can be tough, especially for developing countries. Some countries don't have the right infrastructure to deal with waste, like not enough recycling plants or not enough people to collect the waste. And even when they do, enforcing the rules can be challenging, especially when some industries try to resist regulations or cheat on recycling targets. It's like trying to get everyone in your house to clean their room. It's great when everyone pitches in, but it can get messy when some people try to hide their dirty socks under the bed. So here's the million-dollar question. What can you do? If global treaties are the avengers of plastic pollution, you are Nick Fury. Okay, maybe not that dramatic, but you are important. Here's the deal. You don't need to be a world leader to make a difference. So here's what you can do. First off, educate yourself. Understanding how plastic affects our world and how treaties work is a superpower. Share what you learn with friends and family. Spread awareness like wildfire. Encourage governments to adopt and enforce strong anti-plastic policies. Support organizations that are cleaning up plastic waste or coming up with innovative solutions. And finally, lead by example. Reduce your own plastic use, reuse items, recycle responsibly, and remember, every small step counts. We're all in this together, and we can make a huge difference if we work together. So don't underestimate your power. We hope you found this video helpful. If you want to help us spread the word about global treaties and other important topics, hit the subscribe button. By doing so, you'll join our mission to make learning more engaging and interactive. We've got lots of exciting plans in the works, including live events, quizzes, and polls to make learning more fun. Thanks for watching. And remember, knowledge is power. Let's use it to make a better world together.